And what an intriguing singles match we have. On one side, Robert Gibson, better known as one half of the famed Rock and Roll Express tag team. The Rock and Roll Express took the NWA by storm in the mid-1980s, capturing the World Tag Team Championship and the hearts of thousands of screaming fans with their high-flying, fast-paced style. Gibson is usually the hot tag guy of the duo, but tonight he's flying solo while his partner Ricky Morton is otherwise occupied, shall we say.
Otherwise occupied is putting it mildly. Ricky Morton is in the main event later on, challenging Ric Flair for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship in a steel cage. And get this, Morton's coming in with a protective mask on his face because Flair and the Four Horsemen literally rubbed his face into the concrete and broke his nose in the build-up. It's been a wild feud between Morton and Flair leading to tonight. So Gibson's on his own here, looking to prove that he can shine in singles competition too.
So basically, Ricky's busy getting his face rearranged by Flair, and Robert drew the short straw to fight a burly Texas outlaw on a football field. Sounds fair. No pressure, Robert. You're only wrestling a guy named after a pirate and a cowboy at the same time.
That brings us to Black Bart. Don't be fooled by the swashbuckling name. Black Bart is a rugged cowboy through and through, a veteran brawler known for his bull rope matches and roughneck tactics. In fact, Bart was formerly part of J.J. Dillon's stable alongside Outlaw Ron Bass. Those two were thick as thieves until they weren't. Their partnership exploded in late 1985, culminating in a brutal Texas bull rope match at Starrcade 85 where Ron Bass defeated Black Bart. Bart even tried to help Dillon ambush Bass right after, so that tells you the kind of ornery cuss Black Bart is.
Fast forward to 1986, Black Bart rebounded from that loss and actually won the NWA Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship, a regional title, by defeating young Sam Houston in the spring. So coming into this match, Bart is the reigning Mid-Atlantic champion, though this bout tonight is non-title. Bart's a champion in name, but he's also known as a bit of a gatekeeper, a tough mid-card villain who can bloody your nose and test your mettle.
By test your mettle, Gordon, means he'll try to punch your lights out and maybe whack you with a cowbell for good measure. Bart's not exactly a technical wizard. He's more of a hit you so hard your grandchildren feel it kind of guy. I've already finished his opponents with a Texas trash compactor, also known as a big old leg drop off the ropes. Real high-class offense.
Meanwhile, Robert Gibson's used to tag team glory, but in singles, he's got something to prove. The Rock and Roll Express lost the tag titles earlier that year to the Midnight Express, courtesy of Jim Cornette's meddling tennis racket. And while Ricky Morton is chasing world title dreams, Gibson is here to keep the rock and roll flag flying. He's a quick, athletic wrestler, known for his drop kicks, a high-flying crossbody, and being extremely resilient. In fact, one might say Gibson's almost as adept at playing Ricky Morton, taking a beating and rallying back, as Ricky himself.
And let's not forget the fan factor. The Rock and Roll Express had incredible fan support, especially from the ladies in the crowd. Even without Ricky by his side, Robert's rock star appeal is still in full effect here in Charlotte. Those fans will scream for every move he hits. Listen for it, folks. The higher Robert flies, the louder the teeny boppers squeal.
You know, I expect decibel levels usually reserved for Beatles concerts and nearby airports, but Black Bart might be a grizzled cowboy, but he's about to step into rock and roll territory. It's the people's heartthrob versus the pistol-packing cowboy. And honestly, Tony, Gordon, I'm here for the absurdity of it all. This match is like some bizarre crossover episode. Urban cowboy meets teen idol in a wrestling ring.
There's the bell, and here we go. Robert Gibson circles cautiously, and Black Bart comes out of his corner looking to brawl. You can almost see the swagger in Bart's step black cowboy hat, big mustache, and an attitude meaner than a Georgia bull weevil. He's lunging in with those ham hock fists early.
Bart wastes no time. He opens with a wild swing and some good old-fashioned rope burn. He's already trying to rough Gibson up on the ropes, grinding a forearm into Robert's face. Nothing like a friendly howdy-do from a 270-pound cowboy.
Bart is indeed using those heavy clubbing blows on the ropes. Gibson eats a few shots but fires back.
But what a start for Robert. He literally jumped into Bart's chest like it was 1950, and Thess was in the building, and listen to these fans loving it. The screams just went up a notch.
Robert Gibson might as well be a rock star doing a stage dive. He's got the ladies in the palm of his hand and Bart in the seat of his pants.
Bart scrambles up, a bit stunned. You can see a scowl under that mustache. He did not appreciate being taken down like that. Now Gibson stays on him. A hip toss by Robert, smoothly done. And a flying head scissors follows up. Gibson is chaining those moves together, taking the big man off his feet again for textbook quickness from Gibson early on.
Robert Gibson has Black Bart reeling. That head scissors is locked in. Gibson's legs vised around Bart's head. He's got the big guy grounded. And get this, Gibson is chewing gum in there, totally calm while controlling Bart on the mat. How cool is Robert under pressure?
Chewing gum during a head scissors. Now that's some next level multitasking. He's like, I can wrestle you and freshen my breath at the same time, pal. I can barely walk and chew gum, but yet here's Gibson grappling and chopping away. Talk about confidence, or maybe a little cockiness.
Perhaps a tad glib on Gibson's part, but it's working. Bart is struggling, trying to muscle out of that head scissors. The Mid-Atlantic champion is not used to being out-wrestled like this. Watch Bart now. He's powering up.
Now Bart needs to reset the momentum. You can see he's a bit shaken, maybe even surprised by Gibson's tenacity. Bart approaches more cautiously, and that caught Gibson off guard, doubled him over, and here come those heavy forearm shots from Bart.
Vicious forearms indeed. Bart is using his weight and strength advantage now. He clubs Robert across the back, across the chest. Gibson is flung into the corner from the impact. Goodness, Robert Gibson is bouncing around from these blows like a pinball.
Gibson's selling those hits with gusto. He's flying across the ring like he's on a trampoline. You'd think Bart hit him with a cannon the way Robert's flipping and flopping. Say what you will, the man can take a licking and make it look amazing.
Black Bart is firmly in control now. He drags Gibson up by the hair. The referee is warning him, but Bart gives a who me look, and there's an Irish whip, big back body drop. He sent Gibson way up in the Charlotte sky and down to the canvas hard.
High elevation on that backdrop. Gibson's taken a sudden trip to the friendly skies and a not-so-friendly landing. Bart is using those basic but punishing moves to slow this match to his pace. Notice how he's not rushing. He knows a slower, slugfest style benefits him over the quicker Gibson.
True, Bart basically just turned this into the opposite of a rock and roll express match. No fast tags, no rapid pace, just molasses slow punishment. As a wrestling fan, I compare this to when a cheesy movie hits a long, slow scene. We're in riff territory now to keep it fun, but I hope you guys brought plenty of jokes because Bart's offense isn't exactly dynamic.
Gibson with a burst of energy. He fires off a right hand to Bart's face. And another. Black Bart is staggered. Listen to that crowd come alive again. They love seeing Robert fight back. And Bart just dumps Gibson over the top rope to the outside. Good Lord.
Gibson went flying over the top and landed out on the field turf. Luckily, this is an outdoor stadium with grass, not concrete, but that's still a hard landing. The referee's warning Bart technically tossing someone over the top rope could be a disqualification in the NWA rulebook, but in the Bash atmosphere, the refs are lenient.
And thank goodness for the grass field. As Jim Ross might say, better to land on grass than on your... well, you get the idea. Still, Robert hit with a thud. He might have grass stains on those white rock and roll tights now, but that's one way to ruin your gear.
Bart isn't content to wait for a countout. He's rolling to the outside, going right after Gibson. This is turning into a brawl on the floor, or rather on the 50-yard line here at Memorial Stadium. Bart grabs Gibson. Oh no, what's he gonna do? Wham! Bart just rammed Robert Gibson back first into the steel guardrail at ringside.
Oh, that is nasty, Gibson cried out in pain there. His spine just met unforgiving steel, and Bart looks proud of himself. He's smirking to the booing fans. You can hear some ladies in the front row yelling at Bart to lay off their man.
Careful, Bart, you're about to have an army of enraged teeny boppers vault that rail and come after you. You think facing Dusty Rhodes is dangerous? Try fending off a mob of Robert Gibson fangirls with 80s perms. Now that's terrifying.
Bart rolls back in to break the count, then back out. He's in full control and he knows it.
You can see the confidence oozing out of Black Bart now. He's dominated the last few minutes with pure brawling brutality. Robert Gibson is hurt, folks. He's clutching his back and throat, trying to pull himself up with the ropes.
This is that classic face in peril scenario, except Gibson doesn't have Ricky Morton to take to. He is Ricky Morton tonight, taking all the punishment, and Bart is playing the role of every nasty heel who ever tried to break the Rock and Roll Express. I have to admit, I don't like Bart's slow, methodical beatdown style, but it's effective. He's taking the crowd out of it for the moment, and that's half the battle.
The fans are rallying behind Gibson again. They're stomping, clapping, trying to will him back into this. Bart looks a little frustrated now. He's muttering some choice words, probably not fit for prime time, and he drags Gibson up one more time. What's left in Bart's arsenal? He might be thinking, it's time to finish this off for good. Now Bart is backing up. What is he planning here? He's measuring Gibson. Bart charges. Huge lariat.
That's one of Bart's signature moves, a Texas-sized lariat. He covers Gibson, hooks the leg for once. 1, 2. No. Gibson got a shoulder up. Somehow, someway, Robert Gibson survives.
Wow, Gibson is tougher than a $2 steak. After all of that, he still kicks out. Bart can't believe it. He's giving the referee a death glare, holding up 3 fingers, but the ref insists it was only 2.
Robert Gibson explodes with right hands left, and the crowd is ignited again.
It's like Gibson found a secret reverse of energy. Maybe he remembered the power of rock and roll or something. He's teeing off on Bart. The big man is actually staggering from those shots.
Bart, exhausted but angry, goes for another big move. He bounces off the ropes and comes back with a running splash. And he crushes Gibson with it, Bart using all his weight in that running sentence splash. Cover by Bart. This could be it. 1, 2. No! Gibson shoots the shoulder up just in time.
Unreal. Robert Gibson will not stay down, and now Bart looks like he's seen a ghost. He literally asked the referee, "Are you kidding me?" That was close. A hair away from a 3 count. Black Bart thought he had him after flattening Gibson with nearly 300 pounds of cowboy crashing down.
I gotta say, I like Gibson's guts here. The dude's taken everything. Ropes to the throat, metal railings, an avalanche of a senton, and he's still fighting. What I don't like, if I'm Black Bart, is that I've thrown the kitchen sink at Robert, and it's still not enough. That's demoralizing. Bart's face is redder than his neck at a county fair.
Gibson tries for it, but Bart twists out and shoves Gibson off into the ropes. Gibson rebounds.
Robert Gibson is feeding off that energy. He gives a sign to the crowd. Could he be going for his patented high crossbody? That move has won the Rock and Roll Express many a match. Bart is slowly rising, unaware. Yes, Robert's heading to the corner. He's climbing up. But not all the way. He's on the middle turnbuckle.
Robert Gibson leaps, high crossbody off the middle rope, and he nails Black Bart with it. What impact! Gibson hangs on for the cover, using Bart's own momentum against him. Referee dives to count. 1, 2, 3.
He got him. Robert Gibson wins it. A lightning fast flying crossbody, and this match is over. Talk about snatching victory from the jaws of defeat.
Wow, Black Bart didn't know what hit him. 1 second he was upright, the next he was flattened by a rock and roll flying body attack. That was out of nowhere, gentlemen. Bart is stunned. Look at him arguing with the ref. He can't believe it's 3. But it is.
The official word. Robert Gibson pins the Mid-Atlantic champion Black Bart in 7 minutes 47 seconds with a reverse crossbody off the ropes. That's an upset victory for the Rock and Roll Express member. And listen to this stadium erupt. The fans are absolutely delighted.
The place has come unglued. These fans are on their feet, screaming. It's like their favorite team just won the Super Bowl. Robert Gibson, battered and bruised, is having his hand raised. He's chewing his gum with a smile. Somehow he kept it in the whole time, and he's soaking in the cheers.
Black Bart is beside himself. He's pounding the mat in frustration and yelling at the ref that something is wrong. Sorry, Bart, no instant replay 1986. You got caught fair and square by a guy you thought you had down and out. The googly-eyed freak, as some might lovingly call Gibson, just beat ya.
What a match and what a comeback by Gibson. He took a tremendous beating but persevered. His selling, the way he absorbed Bart's punishment, really pulled the audience into the drama. And in the end, one mistake by Bart and one well-timed high-risk move by Gibson was all it took.
All right, folks, settle in. What you're about to see is a match for the Mid-Atlantic title, and I feel obligated to warn you. By 1986, this championship is, well, technically alive, spiritually deceased.
That's right, Tony. This belt isn't even prestigious so much as it is reanimated. If titles could groan and drag a leg, this one would be going brains. Or at least TV time.
A tragic situation, really. Once Jim Crockett Promotions secured that shiny TBS national time slot, the Mid-Atlantic Championship quietly lost its purpose. It went from regional pride to participation trophy with lineage.
Which is like renaming your hometown diner to generic food experience. Sure, it's still food, but grandma's mad. And fittingly, the match itself, it's fine.
No 5-star clinics here, no revolutionary offense. This is a perfectly ordinary bout taking place under extraordinarily emotional circumstances.
Exactly, it's like watching someone mow the lawn during the fall of the Roman Empire. The action's basic, but the context is doing all the heavy lifting.
And listen to that crowd. This is where Jim Crockett Promotions truly shines. These fans aren't reacting because the match is spectacular. They're reacting because this is their wrestling.
That's the magic. No company had more passionate fans than JCP. They cared about the wrestlers, the belts, the history, even when the history was quietly being phased out.
They're cheering like they're trying to will relevance back into the title. Come on, Mid-Atlantic, you can do it, but don't go into the light.
But as a snapshot of a promotion in transition, a company balancing regional loyalty with national ambition, it's invaluable.
This is why we love it. Not because it's flashy, but because it cares. Even when the title is on life support, the fans are still screaming like it's 1979.